Hello and welcome to all of you astrology friends. This is the video about the new moon in Cancer that is going to happen around and about the 17th of July of 2023. And we're going to have a look at, first of all, collectively what this means for all of us. And then we are going to have a look at each and every sign of the 12 signs of what kind of area of life are we experiencing this new moon energy. As always, around the time of July, we are getting a new moon in Cancer. Now, what is this all about in general? A new moon in Cancer, as a new moon in itself, it's always an ending and a new beginning. That first and foremost. Because the moon is in its own sign, and it's the sun and the moon close together, and it's at around about 24 to 25 degrees of Cancer, that new moon, it's a very emotional time because Cancer is an emotional sign and it is related to our deepest emotions, the way that we nurture, the way that we protect our families. So these are key areas in our life, you could say, that are going to be brought up during this time of the new moon. So for all of us, there's some ending, new beginning when it comes to the cycles of family, emotions, our emotional setup as well, how we react, preferably we would respond, and what is typically towards how we feel. You know, Cancer is a very feeling kind of sign. So that's that. Now, is it going to be a happy new moon? Is it going to be a difficult one, a challenging one, whatnot? Well, it is an intense ending, a new beginning, a karmic, intense new beginning, and an ending for sure, first and foremost, and then a new beginning that has to do with emotional transformation. So these are big words, right? I mean, karmic, intense, emotional transformation. But why is that? Because this new moon has a triple whammy of karmic energy. And why is that? Now, first of all, a karmic energy and ending new beginnings kind of energy. It's not just, first of all, that new moon that we have. That is already referring to endings and new beginnings. Secondly, it's opposing Pluto. So Pluto is at 28, 29 degrees of Capricorn, its opposite sign. So it's opposing Pluto, which is a sign also of endings, new beginnings, transformation, karmic cycles. And then last but not least, so it's not a double whammy, it's a triple whammy. We have the nodes shifting the day after this new moon. And the nodes, they're going to shift towards 29 degrees of Aries, where the North node will be, and 29 degrees of Libra, where the South node is going to be. If you want to know more about that, I made a separate video about it. Put it in the link at the end of this video. These nodes are going to square up to this new moon on both sides. So squaring up, the new moon is going to square up the North node, and the new moon is going to square up the South node. So again, a pointer towards this is something karmic. This is something, that combination of Pluto and that combination of the nodes and that combination of a new moon, that is like a super, super big transformation that we all are going through. Now, that is the atmosphere around the 17th of July. It's a big atmosphere, you could say, of endings and new beginnings, but what's going to happen after that? Is it like an ending and a new beginning with a lot of drama after that? Is it without the drama? Are we going to make major actions, major shift? What's going to happen? So what I forgot to say was that Pluto is also about secrets, about things that are not spoken about, but that are going to be so important. The things that we kind of push under the carpet, We can do that, and we all do that. We all do that because we are not always wanting to face problems. But if we do that too much with one particular problem, then it becomes something huge because it causes more energy to put it away. And that is the outburst that is very much possible with this energy, that things need to be cleared. They need to clear up. They need to be seen. Pluto it's the planet of the underworld, but it wants to bring it up so that it can be transformed and that it can be seen. A couple of days after this new moon, the sun is gonna oppose Pluto. Venus is going retrograde. And these all are big things. So the flavor after this thing that comes up, and, for better or for worse, ultimately it's for the better because Pluto wants to transform. It's not doing that. It wants authenticity. So we are all being invited for more authenticity, for more truth. But that demands, of course, a breaking down of something, a cracking open of the egg, you could say, and a reveal, for sure, that is going to be seen in the outer world because it's the cardinal signs, and cardinal signs want to build. So, it depends on your story, how much you have put stuff under the carpet, how much you have done that. And also, karmically, it's a time of surrender. It's a time of what you did. And now let's see what's going to happen. And now let's see what's going to reveal, because it's going to point towards the karmic cycles. And it's impossible to know if these karmic cycles, when they are beginning, when they are ending. It's like asking, when am I going to die? Okay, some astrologers, they might see that. I'm not even into that. But the thing is that cycles are going to show itself, endings of it and new beginnings. And the more we resist this energy, the more we hold on to something that has already died, you could say, figuratively, of course, then the more difficult it's going to be. Because that is when strong Plutonian energy is coming up. It's better to surrender and to stay grounded, to stay with the self, and to be open for that transformation and for that reveal. And be honest with yourself, first and foremost. I mean, the sun opposite Pluto. You cannot walk away from your shadow. It's about shadow as well. Our shadow that we're probably going to project onto others. So if you are saying, for instance, I have toxic people in my life, and I'm exaggerating now, like, those people, they also, I'm in a toxic relationship. Yes, but the fact is, when you are in it, you are enabling it and you are a part of it. So, and that is Pluto. Pluto is now looking in the mirror, in the face and saying, hey, you have darkness in you, but you can transform it once you acknowledge it. So it's not about pointing. That's the pitfall of this new moon, pointing towards others, that they are the cause of your problems, that they are toxic, that they are doing this and that. I mean, it can be possible, but hey, you have power too. You have power to say no, unless you are a child, right? I'm talking to people now who are adults, and it's all easier said than done. I know this. It's not about, but the universe, it's like knocking on your door and saying, pitying a victim role. No, thank you very much. It's now taking action, and taking planned action for your future. Because yes, you can, of course, there's going to be people that will stay in their misery and stay in those toxicities, and they will not be able to have the opportunity of this new moon. And that's okay. Everyone has to go through their path, but just focus on yourself and on what you can do to transform yourself, whether it is a behavior, a relationship, a job, whatever it is. Be in the driver's seat and have that courage, because it's such a good energy, because you are going to be rewarded after that. You're going to be rewarded with more authenticity, more soul purpose. This is about the soul. This is about, when you have that in an area of your life that has to do with a job, for instance, that you say, oh, there's toxicity in there. It's all easy to say, hey, yeah, leave the job and you will get rid of the toxicity. But, if it would have been so easy, you would have done it already. But now is a time where those energies are helping you. So when you do that, make another plan, be strategic. And why am I saying be strategic? Because after this, a day or two after this new moon, on round and about the 20th of July, so the new moon is on the 17th, and on the 20th of July, Mars is opposing Saturn. I know many books will say Mars opposing Saturn is frustrating energy and so on and so on, but let's look at it in a positive way. Mars opposing Saturn is planning. It's taking little steps. It's being cautious. It's doing not crazy stuff. And that I see as a good sign. So something is revealed with the new moon. And then what are we going to do with that reveal, with that, putting light on our own shadow and the shadow of others as well? What are we going to do with it? We're going to take small steps. We're going to be cautious. We're going to make a plan, a long-term plan. I think that's a good thing. I think that's really a good thing, especially this Mars is going to be in Virgo. So it's all about analyzing, planning the steps that you're going to do. It's mastery. So although this is very deep energy, transformational energy, on a level of doing, I think it's a very good energy. And on a level of how we are going to cope and deal with it in our actions, I think it's a good thing. This Mars opposing Saturn. Now, Venus, what is Venus doing? I mean, Mars and Venus are going to be the rulers of the nodes, Libra and Aries. Libra is ruled by Venus. Aries is ruled by Mars. Now, this Venus is about to go retrograde around about, depending on where you live, around about the 24th of July. So it shows on a level of Venus, on a level of our values, because of what happened there with that new moon, we're going to shift our values. We're going to at least think about them. We're not going to shift them overnight. We are going to take the time from the 24th up until the 5th of September. Round about that time, we are going to reevaluate matters of the heart, Venus in Leo. It could be a bit dramatic there, but we're going to reassess, which is a good thing. And basically, although this Venus is very close to an opposition to Saturn. I mean, it's not very close. It's 8 degrees away, but it's slightly opposing Saturn as well. This Venus goes more towards Uranus in a square. So when it comes to our values, we are also going to take it slow. We're not going to shift overnight. And again, I think when something is really important in our life, when something reveals itself, that we are now we decide whether we put our head in the sand or not. I invite you not to do that, because then, it's going to come at another time, but with more challenge. That is when patterns turn around and come back every time. But anyway, the soul decides, and we can do what we only can do. So also, if you see other people being in toxic energy and so on, sometimes, especially the people that you love, you have to give them the space as well to be who they are, and to not force that to, when you think like, oh, they should do this and that, to force these people around you, because they have that energy of space of deciding their own things. You cannot take that away. That would be taking someone's power away. And this is all about power. This Plutonian vibe is all about power, and it's all about empowerment. We are more powerful than we think, especially around the things that are in our control. But other people, and like the weather, for instance, that's not in our power. And that is the thing that I say surrender. Don't surrender to things that are in your control, but surrender to the things that are out of your control. And you're going to vibe with this energy. You're going to make some big transformations where A, with the Mars there, you're going to make slow progress, but sure. And B, with the Venus square Uranus, you're going to reassess your values. And we have to do that every now and then. We tend to forget that everything, we want to keep things as they are, but that's not always healthy. Some are going to reassess their friendships. Others are going to reassess an important relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. What comes out of it, we're going to see after this retrograde. So let's delve into the 12 signs. I'm getting really deep into this energy, but it's deep energy. Another thing, what is Mercury doing? That was the last thing that I wrote down here. A lot. It's squaring up to Jupiter. So with our tongue, we are going to say a lot of drama, probably, with Venus squaring up to Jupiter there. So watch out for that as much as you can. Be honest. Try to be cool. Keep it cool. But with Mercury squaring up to Jupiter, there's going to be a lot of conversation. And it's also in combination with this new moon. It could have been that words are said that are pretty dramatic. And then what, right? Then we have to have a look at the pieces, put them together into a new situation. Then this Mercury, a couple of days after that, is going to trine energy of, what is Mercury going to trine? Help me. Usukur. I've lost my track here. I didn't note it here. Hang on. Mercury is going to trine because it's in Leo and it's going to trine the nodes. So later on during the month. But anyway, which means the conversations are going to cool down. They're going to have that energy of relaxation. But first it's going to square Jupiter in Taurus. So that is a lot of words, basically. Anyway, even if Taurus is a silent sign, Leo isn't. So, but anyways, in what kind of areas? So we know what to do. There's a big reveal there. Something that we knew already, that we feel kind of visceral kind of energy there that comes out. We have the ability to take actions, but rather slow than shortcuts. And we have the ability here and the opportunity to change our value systems. And of course, raise the bar for yourself and for others as well, especially when you feel you're in toxicity, right? Why do I talk so much about toxicity? Because Pluto is associated with that, manipulation, power struggles, all of that, ego struggles. So the combination of Pluto and Leo is quite dramatic. But again, it needs to reveal itself so it can be transformed. That's the purpose of this new moon. Shortly, very shortly, because I don't want to spend too much time on this, I'm going to say exactly where this falls in your chart, especially when you have an ascendant in a certain sign. To a lesser extent, the moon and the sun. So for Aries, this falls into your 4th house. So this new start, this ending, new beginning, it has to do with family. It has to do with structures over there. It has to do with power struggles over there. It has to do with relatives, family, home as well. This could mean a new home for some of you. This is really very important for you, especially the Aries people who have planets at the very end of Aries, like from 22 to 29 of Aries, they're going to feel it the most. But every Aries person has an opportunity for a new emotional setup. It's like the old you, how you react emotionally. And especially when you are triggered and stressed, which is the fight and flight response. With this energy, it's like it needs to go. There needs to be a new kind of you responding to things in a way that is very nurturing for you and more nurturing for you and your family and how you feel that you belong. So this is also about your relationships because the nodes are shifting from the 1st and the 7th house, but this new shift is definitely in that house of emotions and of your home. Taurians. This is your 3rd house. This is not as dramatic for you. Why? Because Taurus and Cancer, they go well together. They kind of work together. It's not perfect, but they kind of work together. And it's in your 3rd house. So that could be for you information that comes up, hidden information that reveals itself that is quite heavy, and that you kind of were feeling. You know, Taurus is a feeling kind of person as well. You kind of felt it, and but how you're going to deal with it is going to be super, super important to do that in little steps. But it could be quite some shocking information coming your way, or you saying shocking information to someone else. And it's with Pluto, so it's definitely secrets that could reveal. And with the North Node and the South Node that are going to shift, and the North Node in that 12th house, it's all to make sure that you have enough energy, and that you are not escaping, and that you are not putting your head in the sand. So you are definitely one of those people who can decide to put your head in the sand. You can do that, but it will come back. It's not going to go away. So truthful communication, you can only make sure, of course, that your communication is truthful, is sincere, is open, but you don't have it in your control if other people are going to do that or not. So stay tuned, Taurians. But again, as this is energy that is sextiling your energy, I think you know what's going on here. And I think you're going to take some great actions towards, you could say, having a better heart kind of connection, because this Mars here is in your 5th house, and that is going to do a lot to help you with taking steps for more personal creative freedom. Geminis, this is happening in your 2nd house. So this is all about values. This is definitely a huge ending and new beginning with this 2nd house. It has to do with, first and foremost, it's a financial house. So there could be some endings and new beginnings around how you earn money, how you do your finances. There's some ending there. And an opposition to Pluto means that another person is involved here, whether it is a business partner, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend. There is something that reveals itself. And it could be also positive, because this is really the Venus and the Mars are shifting into very important areas of your life, basically. And this North Node, which is that future-oriented house of the 11th house, is also a very financial house. So I don't think this is going to be dramatic and drastic. But what I do think is it depends on what you did before. If you worked hard, if you have been, real to yourself, honest to yourself, this could reveal a total new beginning on a financial level. But also, it's like a new beginning of how you value yourself. And it's shown to you by the validation of others or the non-validation of others. It depends. So there's a truth coming up here for you around your values, around how you see you and how others are seeing you. And interesting energy, but the focus is definitely on your 2nd house. So make sure that you are economical, that you do the right thing. And when it comes to taking care of your finances, and this could mean like a new buying something new that is of great value for you. But again, there's some stress with another person here. But anyway, you can deal with that. For sure, you dear Geminis. Cancerians, this is your new moon, a happy new moon. And happy, well, it's an intense new moon. So definitely all Cancerians are going to feel it very strongly, going to be emotional around this time. But it's for a reason. All the focus is on you, yes, but it's definitely also a significant relationship that is under pressure. So if you are married, if you are in with a boyfriend, girlfriend, a partner or business partner, that relationship is under pressure, but it's for ultimately to get you through that, what I was talking about in the beginning. The whole beginning video is for you, definitely. So listen to that if you want to know more about this. But this is all about the new you, But an old you needs to die, you could say, figuratively. And it's how you deal in that significant relationship. If you're not having a relationship, this could mean a new one comes in. And it's a very strong one. It's a very charismatic kind of person because Pluto in your seventh house. And it's going to change you forever. But it is needed and good for you. So, and it's also very real. If you're starting a relationship now, my goodness me, this is really a raw, honest, open kind of energy. When if you are trying to manipulate or are being manipulated, it's absolutely not going to work. So if you are having those values like authenticity, honesty, and taking that leap of faith for the changes that are about to come, especially for those who are in a relationship, there needs to come a shift. You can't do business as usual anymore. And if you're allowed to do that and to make that shift, my goodness me, you are going for the gold. You are going for, on the long term, for improvements in your life for sure. So take that leap of faith or don't take it. It's up to you. It's, but definitely you go for a new you. And that means that other people will have to adjust as well. So if you go for that honesty and for that realness, other people will not be able, other people who are going to put their head in the sand, it's not going to be your people anymore. So unless you want to do that as well. And I doubt that. So it's also with this North Node in your 10th house, it's like your whole life changes here. It could have a knock-on effect on your career. I would advise you to go for the career and to look at newness in career and do and take new opportunities, because there lies your growth. So very interesting energy for you to free yourself up for sure and to go through that pain, and which ultimately will free you up and transform you to the more real soul level. You will feel more connected than ever. Leos, this is happening in your 12th house, this new moon. So this is totally something that has to do an ending and a new beginning with patterns. It could be patterns of trying to escape. So definitely some Leos are putting their head in the sand for some sort of situation. And if so, Pluto is trying to show this, that that's not the best thing to do in the long run. So what is it? The pattern that you are using to escape. And there is an opportunity here to end this, to have those old family patterns for once and for all, stopping them and releasing them for sure. So this is a huge opportunity for Leos. It could be also a new way of, you could say, of how you see the things that are not material and the things that are spiritual, how they can help you there. There could be a totally new beginning coming up for you that is super spiritual, but that is very, very real at the same time. Virgos, this is for you nice energy, because Cancer and Virgo, they kind of go well together. And it's earth with water. And this is happening in your 11th house. So there is an ending and a new beginning when it comes to one or more of your friends. So there could be something really, a secret revealing itself, and it shifts a lot towards how you see them, for better or for worse. But there is like lots of transformation going on in the friend circle, and also could be within your goals. So there could be a goal that you have achieved, and now you're ready for a new one. I think for a lot of Virgo, it's definitely going to be that. And but you're transforming towards more people who are more aligned with you. Because of this Pluto in your 5th house, you cannot be not authentic. It's not possible for the Virgo with Pluto there in your 5th house. And So with the karmic nodes as well, in the value houses, this is all about value. If you see as a Virgo that friends are not investing in you anymore, you will let them go with pleasure, basically. Why do I say with pleasure? Because this fifth house where Pluto is in your fifth house, and you're supposed to have pleasure in your life. And Virgos is a very service oriented sign. And sometimes it's to their detriment that they help out their friends, for instance, all of the time. They're always there. But now, because of the situation, there's going to come out that they might be different. They might not be there. It can be the opposite as well, that you might have thought that a friend was not so friendly, or that you might have thought that a friend, what is their contribution? And something happens and they're there for you. So a very big revelation around that topic. But again, as it sextiles your sign, you will be fine. That rhymes. Anyway, Librans, important. Your 10th house. There is major endings and new beginnings, cycles, karmic cycles around your career. If you're saying, but Veerle, I'm 78, I don't have a career, then this is about how you want to show yourself to the universe, how you want to show up. I mean, your energy. Everything is energy, but how you want to show up. There's something that is ending and that is beginning. So you might be tired of yourself, how you show up. And you might say, look, I have to be a bit more real here, and I'm going to do it different. It can be as simple as that. But for lots of you, it's a shift in work. Definitely those who've got Libra planets at the very end of it, 22 up until 29 degrees of Libra. This is the moment where you can say, I'm going to leave a job and I'm going for a new one. This is a time. But there could be some power struggles going on and some platonic manipulation, toxic kind of energy. But remember, watch the first part of the reading here, because it contains a lot of information for you as you are a cardinal sign. So this new moon is the most important for not only the Cancerians and the Capricorns, but also for the Librans and the Aries people. So watch the beginning for a bit more clear and how this energy is working. But definitely opportunity for you to have that. This is the time for having a job that your soul is happy about. And it's going to have a knock-on effect on your relationships as well. But that is more in the video of the notes. Scorpios, the 9th house. This is beautiful for you. This is although it is platonic, and that's your cup of tea, isn't it? Because your new ruler is Pluto. And this new moon is ruled by Pluto, you could say, almost, because it opposes it. Not ruled, but it's very much the aspect is platonic. And Cancer is a fellow water sign. So the chances are very big for the Scorpios that the reveal is going to be for the better. It's going to be for the better. And that reveal is in your 9th house. So this is a mental thing for you. This is going to be epiphanies. The way that you were thinking, the way that you are perceiving life, there's some sort of big, huge shift that is going, that you're saying, not anymore. Not going to think like that anymore. My viewpoint has shifted. And how many people do that? Especially the Scorpios. They wait until the very last moment before they transform. Well, with you, it's the same, but it's about some sort of viewpoint that is going to be very important for you for your work, because of the North Node in the 6th house as well in the future, and your day-to-day life, your health. So what is it that you need to let go of? A certain mindset that is no longer working for you. Are you that Scorpio that does believe that all the toxicity is with someone else? Or are you that elevated Scorpio that knows that it's working on you and not on other people, but working and fixing other people, but working on you? And then you kind of carry along the people with you. Because when you are transformed, other people will have to do something and they will show up in a certain way. And that is so transformational. Or you this kind of Scorpio that thinks like, I have to work hard for the money. That could be a thought of yours. And maybe because of circumstances now you think, I don't have to. I don't have to. I have to have the right intentions. I have to put actions there. But I don't have to work like from 9 to 2 o'clock in the morning every single day. So these are stupid examples, but there are examples there for you that you're going to shift your mind. For the go-getters of you out there, you could say like, why am I go-getting? Why am I so controlling? Why do I need to be seen? Why $100,000 a month is not enough? Why? Or $10,000, whatever. Why? Why is it not enough? Why do I always want more? Why do I want to be seen? Why can't I just see me? That kind of stuff. Revelations for the Scorpio, because this is in a trine to your energy. Massive, massive transformation that is going smoothly for a change. Scorpios, very good news for you. Sagittarians, this is deep. This is in your 8th house, this new moon. That is already the house. It's not a triple whammy, but a quadruple whammy for you, dear Sagittarians. Although you're a very fiery sign, adventurous and whatnot, this energy is deep. This energy is intense. Surrender to that what is out of your control. It's the best that I can say, because the 8th house is a crisis-prone house. It's the house of death, literally, but not literally, you're gonna die, but it's the house of death and rebirth. It's the house of deep psychological transformation. It's the house of shadow work. So if you've been doing that, this could be for the better. This could be really, really the goal that you're gonna see very soon, once Mars starts to be at the top of your chart, and you are revealing your actions there. Slowly but surely. So this could be a huge transformation, a huge shift in your life. And it's very karmic. Actually, Sagittarians, you can't do a lot here. I mean, for those of you who are very active kind of Sagittarians, those positive, and I can do this and I can do that, and I'm going to do this, and those very fiery Sagittarians. Now the advice is to let go and let God, because, it's in a house where, again, when it's in your control, no problem. You do what you need to do. But when it's out of your control, you let go and you trust. The 8th house is a house of trust. So trusting that whatever is going to reveal itself is the best for the whole. And, you guys can do that because you're Sagittarian. So that's the trick here. It's indeed also very beautiful when it comes to your future with this North Node in your 5th house. Remember that, because that Aries energy, where the North Node is going to be, and Venus in Leo, that is like a big trine there. So you feel good on a spiritual level. You feel very much understood. You feel that the universe has your back, and you are in a great state of acceptance here. So a lot of things that have been not revealing itself because you are too much chasing, that is going to show itself now, because you you give space to it. It's wonderful because it's going to show reality, and now you can go forwards. It's definitely also about love, with that North Node in the 5th house. It's what you love to do. It's what love is all about, etc., etc. Watch the videos about the nodes there. Capricorns, dear Capricorns, this is your relationship. There is definitely happening something there, even if you're single. That could be a new beginning. It could be the end of the state of being single for a long time. And now a new person comes into your life, especially if you're a Capricorn with like 22 degrees up until 29 degrees of Capricorn. Especially those people, they can really feel a new connection is coming in here, and it transforms them. So it's very powerful, and it's very empowering as well, and very karmic. This is a karmic time for you, for sure. And another thing that has to do with this newness is like if you are in a relationship, that could be for the better or for worse. If it's been a very, as I was saying in the beginning, watch the beginning, because this is so important for you. You're a cardinal sign, because there's so much. This is all about you as well, because Pluto is in your sign. It's you who is transforming, and that has a knock-on effect on your relationship. So your current business partnership, relationship, love relationship, there could be a real big transformation going on. And yes, for some of you, where there has been a lot of toxicity and a lot of, not healthy, manipulative energy, this is like the cracking of it, right? And that can be a good thing when you are ending that in a way with a crisis, yes, but it has to happen because of your soul wanting to have something more real. On another level, this could mean a leveling up in the relationship. That has to do with Pluto, that has to do with birth and rebirth. So yes, I've seen it many times that this kind of leads towards you doing with a partner a totally new stage in your relationship. Whether that is going for a child, for instance, and you're leaving your identity, so to speak, of a person without children. You're now going towards that status, so to speak, of having children. So there's a lot of transformation. This was just an example, by the way, but there's a lot of transformation on all key areas of your life. And yes, I think it empowers you for sure. Aquarians, this is happening in your 6th house, this new moon. So this is all about your daily life. There is an ending and a new beginning when it comes to your day-to-day life. So for a lot of you, this is work. So some of you are going to stop working or not stop working, but ending a current job and going towards a more soulful job, for sure. Some people are going to say no to power struggles, toxic struggles, whatever. They're going to step out of it and start all over again and begin all over again anew. Others, this has to do with your day-to-day life. So there's something about your day-to-day life that needs to go, like that is associated with old patterns of behavior, with Pluto in your 12th house, old patterns that are herited from the ancestry, and it has to do with this attachment towards things that are not healthy for you. That could mean addictions as well. So it's time to say goodbye to that. And with that energy, you have like this kind of push there that's going to help you, or it's you doing it, basically. It's not the planets doing it. And there's a whole new cycle of how you're going to think, in a more practical kind of way, with the North Node in your 3rd house. Pisceans, this is nice for you. You're like the Scorpios, a fellow water sign. So this is happening in your 5th house, although it is all heavy energy and whatnot, but it's trining your energy. So that this is going to happen in your favor and more smoothly. That is very much the case for the Pisceans. So there is an ending and a new beginning in your 5th house. So this could be the life of your child. So that they're going through some ending and a new beginning in their life. And you are supportive of that. And you are also feeling very positive around that. That has a good effect on your value of the self, because the North Node is going to shift into your 2nd house. It could also mean if you don't have children, or it's not about your children, it's about love. There is an ending of, if you're not having any love affairs, it's an ending of an attitude towards love, an old attitude towards love that is no longer suiting you, towards a new, more authentic, more real kind of idea around love that has to do with nurturing, that has to do with healthiness, that has to do with care for each other, that is revealing itself. So there could be a new romance appearing for sure for you. And it's a pretty karmic one and an intense one, but it's leveling you up. For others who are really going through a bad relationship, a bad love relationship, this could mean an ending, yes, but only and even that could go quite smoothly because it trines your energy. But again, this is not going to end if you will know it. I mean, this is not new. You will know it that something reveals itself that you're saying, look, this is not what I want. This is not healthy. I'm going to choose for my own heart, and I'm going to protect it, and I'm going to nurture it. That will be the ending of that relationship. But again, that's only for a few of you out there who've been having real big struggles. I mean, real big struggles with, manipulation and doing things behind the scenes and all of that. Having said that, what a new moon this is. I wish you all the best. Thank you again so much for all the comments and all the likes and the subscriptions and the readings, the ordering of that. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye-bye.